Hello, welcome to Zen Crypto. Today I'm going to talk about one of my largest holdings, OriginTrail, the TRAC token, TRAC. For those of you who haven't learned about OriginTrail, here's a general breakdown for you. So OriginTrail is a neutral protocol enabling trusted data sharing between companies, organizations, and different blockchains. It's a multi-chain sort of network. So OriginTrail allows end-to-end information to be shared and secured in a fully decentralized knowledge graph network monitored with AI and oracles. It's very similar to the World Wide Web, like Google, like how they store a lot of information, and once you type something in the search engine, it pops out. So it's very similar to a library of things, of knowledge. So the TRAC token is the glue between all entities and is primarily used as both staking and a payment in the network. So you need to have certain amount to be able to run a node, and that node will be decentralized across the globe, right? And they will store all the end-to-end information, and people who want access to those data need to use TRAC token to make a payment in the network to get what they want, okay? Or to even store the knowledge or store the information on chain. And any sensitive data can be set to expire and is protected using zero knowledge methods in a privacy by design approach within the OriginTrail network. It's getting a bit technical. And I'm not a tech guy, so I don't know how to explain to you guys, but obviously there's a function that you can set an expiry date with the data, and once you hit that deadline, and I assume that the data will be gone, will be burned. So OriginTrail specializes in traceability and quality control systems. However, the TRAC token won't function as a general currency and means of payment in the manner of Bitcoin or ETH. Its purpose is to serve as compensation for the multiple nodes within a network that are keeping copies of transactional data generated by supply chains. Okay. I should have said that first. OriginTrail is a supply chain blockchain solution. Currently, TRAC token is an ERC20 token, but eventually it might move across to the OriginTrail network, like their own platforms. It's a very old project. It's been a few years. I think it started from 2016, 17. Never got it never got a big hype. So this bull run would be the first bull run they really go through, I would say. So it differs from other cryptocurrencies in the DeFi and speculative manners. Their ideas is to create a decentralized peer-to-peer network that takes in supply chain data from multiple IT systems, becoming the first purpose-built protocol for supply chains based on blockchain. So they're not really competing with anyone. They just want to share the information of the supply chain which works with them across the supply chain industry, really, to do trading, to do tracing. So for example, the whole supply chain, right? So you got grower, manufacturer, packaging and sending or whatnot, and then you go to the retailer. So if within that process of transporting, if there's any problem and you want to trace back to where it was, like where the problem was, if it's on the blockchain, it'll be quick and easy and truthful that where the products has gone injured or whatever, then you can trace back and quickly solve the problems. Imagine some sort of products have poisoned or was contaminated. Once you found out at the retail store or before the retail store, then you can really stop the whole supply chain for that particular product. So the traceability is very important to improve the current supply chain system. So I know I said that word, supply chain, too many times, so I'll stop right now. But yeah, so the OriginTrail technology was created to address the high cost and inefficiencies that result from attempting to record supply chain data in a blockchain. It acts as an off-chain middleware that sits on top of a blockchain. It creates a tamper-proof record of transactions by requiring more replications than the number of partners storing data. That can prove to be a valuable tool in the food supply chain, where product quality and a full record of provenance are essential. OriginTrail believes blockchain technology has a huge potential. So tamper-proof records are digital files that have been cryptographically signed by an issuer and registered on the blockchain, and each record contains a recipient's public key. They can demonstrate ownership of the record without any dependence upon a certificate or authority. So don't need anyone, you got it, it's yours, you get your ownership. It's very similar to like NFTs and whatnot. It's just yours, like it's the proof that's yours, it's on the scan and things like that. So this is what it meant by tamper-proof and how it could improve the whole supply chain efficiencies and whatnot. So all in all, OriginTrail is a neutral, open source protocol enabling data sharing between companies and organizations. It utilizes decentralized nodes and an off-chain technology stack to interfere with legacy systems as well as other blockchains. OriginTrail allows businesses to improve interoperability among systems and facilitate trusted data exchange. So speaking of which, the OriginTrail distributed network (ODN) interacts with different blockchains, with multi-chains, because it's a middle layer protocol and it's designed to interact. So right now, most data is from the Ethereum network, so all the data enters the ODN via that route. However, the gas prices, as we all know, is bloody expensive, so it's kind of making it impossible to work with Ethereum blockchain. So hence OriginTrail has their own cross-chain solution called the Starfleet, like Star TRAC, I think, just a spaceship chain solution called Starfleet in early 2021 this year, so right now, like this quarter, I think, to help mitigate this high gas fee problem. So now we got Ethereum, and then we got Hyperledger Fabric. It connects with OriginTrail in form of smart contract integration. There's a recent example that can be seen in the Oracle developed use case in the milk supply chain. Also, OriginTrail is working with Parity, the infamous Polkadot ecosystem. And with these Polkadot integrations, it is expected early this year in Q2 to be launched. So the OriginTrail Trace Alliance and Parity, the Polkadot developers, have a partnership have had a partnership since September last year. And the nature of the Polkadot system is to interact with different blockchains. So right now it is to be decided whether or not OriginTrail needs to use the Parachain or the Parathread function products from Polkadot. So they're a little bit different. Parachain is a bit more expensive, is probably stronger. Parathreads is not as I guess they're both very interoperable. However, one can handle more demand and one less. So Parathread is the thready one. Chain is like the stronger one. Okay. So now we want to talk a little bit about the Starfleet chain, which is the CrossChain solution that the OriginTrail team is developing, and the reason why they created this Starfleet chain is to minimize the transaction costs on the ODN, and some of the important informations I'll be explaining now. So Starfleet start with the little s, so they will tokenize the ERC20 tokens onto the Starfleet chain, so that when the tokens go into the Starfleet chain, it'll corresponding as a smart contract. Okay. With the tokenomics of TRAC token, there will only ever be 500 millions of those tokens. So further utility is unlocked in the form of knowledge tool, where TRAC is used to transact knowledge from producers to consumers. This expansion of their roadmaps will expand TRAC utility by orders of magnitude. Once more companies and organizations are on board and they want access to the data, bam, massive market for a massive utility for the TRAC token, just to access this data, because we are slowly going into an era of monetization of our data. So these things are no longer free. Maybe they haven't been free, but we have been giving them out for free for a very long time. So obviously companies and organizations, they are charging each other for those massive data source. However, we are not charging them anything, so maybe we should start taking actions. And I think a lot of DApps are trying to do that with social media and whatnot, and like Theta, they're rewarding streamers or viewers for their data, and just by watching any films or watching any videos online or play some games, and we get rewarded. So that's pretty good. It's kind of crazy if you think about that. So, and lastly, I want to finish this video on the current and near future adoption of the ODN. First of all, the BSI, British Standards Institution, in which the SCAN initiative led by the BSI will utilize the OriginTrail decentralized network to monitor and audit factories servicing major United States brands in their trusted factory blockchain program. This is pretty huge, and working in America, it could be pretty dope, and hopefully it will spread across Europe, Asia, and whatnot. Next is everything. Everything is an Internet of Things software company performing supply chain logistics for a number of global brands. These include Coca-Cola, Ralph Lauren, Puma, and Avery Dennison. I know a few names, but among others, okay. I'm sure they have other brands that I don't know also. They have tested their products with OriginTrail for its traceability solution and have confirmed more future use cases with OriginTrail. Also, we have the European Union consortia funding OriginTrail to build the Open Provenance Knowledge Graph, OpenPKG. It will help organizations automate their General Data Protection Regulations, GDPR, compliance, General Data Protection Regulation compliance, and have a transparent way of handling personal data. A use case that is currently being rolled out with the British Standards Institution. So, OriginTrail has been cementing their footing within the Europe space, and also a little bit in North America scenes. But I know that UBT, what's that called? Unibright and Morpheus Network, they're also doing strong supply chain stuff in the South America region. I think that's what it is. Spain or something, like Coca-Cola, Femis, and Sorbet. Canada, this kind of thing. Anyway, but I hope they're not competing with one another, but I'm sure the supply chain businesses in the world is massive, so they could always work together and share data and make more businesses, make it more decentralized. We don't want one company to rule it all. And there are a few more partnerships and use cases which I'll provide a link in the description below if you're interested in learning more. So yeah, this is it, and hope you guys enjoy my little slideshow, drop some comments below and tell me what you think of TRAC, OriginTrail, this Google of the supply chain, okay? If you do like the videos though and want to see more, like and sub to my channel so you can witness the growth of it all. Until next time, peace.